अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति पदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादं सागण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरे प्रिय वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंगायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दिनतारिणं परमानंद माधव श्री चैतन्येश्वरम्। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचार निर्विशेष पश्चात्य दिशाधारी। Hope everyone is doing very well. Can you just give me 1 minute? No, they're not. Okay. I'm trying to. Can you see the screen?
No, Prabhu. Yes, now.
So we are continuing actually the third week. We are continuing on this. There is a reason for that. You know. So once we conquer the lust, then the lust, anger, envy, greed, pride. You know, swanishta, parinishta, nirapeksha. You know. So swanishta devotees means um, they are fully dedicated to Krishna and they are doing bhakti to Krishna like full time, like Grihasthas doing full time. Parinishta means so what is the donkey urine for them? Donkey urine for them means Externally, they try to show their great devotees, but in the name of God, they eat nice foodstuffs, they love. And instead of taking Nirapeksha devotees, they make friendship with rich people in the society. And in the name of cultivating Krishna consciousness, they hang on with them. And the facilities they get by hanging on with these rich people, influential people, they try to enjoy that. And that is also donkey urine, actually. And and you know, ladies are with the gents. They like to wear nice clothes. Want to live with hi-fi people. You know, uh, they read different philosophies. They try to acquire more knowledge to show the world they are very knowledgeable, very spiritual, but they may not be good for bhakti. This is the donkey urine for Swanishta devotees. Parinishta devotees, donkey urine is actually. Let me be honest with you. Irrespective of any devotee, all six are all 7 plus 2 plus 4, 9 plus 4, 13 are applied to everyone. Whether you're brahmachari or whichever, you're grihastha doing full time or you're grihastha living outside, these donkey urine applies to everyone. You're understanding? Uh,
Yes, Prabhuji.
so, for example, I'm a Swanishta devotee. I'm a devotee, but proper said, prasad is the one enjoyment devotee should have. Because if you two become too strict one day, you will lose everything actually eventually. So there should be little, because body also, mind is very difficult. If you become too tight with mind, you know the dam will go away. So when the dam is flooded, you leave the gates open, floodgates. So yeah, there should be some concession, no doubt. For example, that's why people can get married, you know and satisfy their desires. But at the same time, they have to be, as they make progress in spiritual life, they have to be very conscious. You know, do I have these tendencies? Do I want to appear? What is pratishta? That is a word actually that is used. Raghunath Das Goswami used pratishtasa. Pratishta means subtle actually. I want whole world to know me. I'm important. I'm the Lord of all I survey. Honestly speaking, I should not speak these verses actually. And I seek blessings of everyone so that I go forward. Hare Krishna. So, if you have these, irrespective of which ashram you are, these are they're tempting you. Means you have to be careful. Because donkey urine means instead of purifying you, it'll make you unclean. Instead of purifying you, it'll make you unclean. The bhakti you're practicing, instead of cleaning you, it'll make you unclean. If you have all these, if you harbor these impurities. How many of you are understanding? I'm repeating the sentence again. If you harbor these qualities like donkey urine, instead of purifying, that bhakti will make you unclean. So, Parinishta devotees means they're working outside. And they also want to show they are strict Vaishnavas to the rest of the world. But what they do, they read, uh, they watch movies, they read unwanted literatures, you know. Um, they hang on with various types of people in the name of socialism, you know. That way, that way, they ruin their bhakti. The third one is nirapeksha. Nirapeksha devotees, they think they're very advanced. They are senior. When people offer obeisances, they they take it to themselves. Of course, why can't you do that? I'm very initiate. I'm like a very senior disciple, you know. And sometimes in the name of teaching, you will correct them by beating them up also. And but you have also a lot of attachment for material things, gross and subtle things. And a brahmachari or vanaprasthi or sannyasi, in the name of prachar, unnecessarily hangs on with the opposite sex, satisfy his inner desires, subtle desires. So these seven, actually Nirapeksha devotee has 7 things. Also, you hang on with rich people, instead of serving other Nirapeksha devotees. In the name of preaching, you'll hang on with rich people and entertain rich people. You have the attachment for the clothes, nice dresses. You may be dancing very nicely to show the rest of the world you're very advanced, but your bhakti is very blocked. Your bhakti is very blocked. But by this time, because you're there for a long time, you know what to do, what not to do. You know what to do, what not to do. You may be trying, but inside it is shallow. So when this Maharaj says, why, after some 20, 30 years, some people may be doing bhakti, but it's inside a vacant because of offenses. Because of offenses. What are the 2 qualities of a Vaishnava? Saralata, simplicity. Simplicity means without duplicity. Hypocrisy. So if you don't have simplicity, you'll become hypocritical. Hypocritical, when you're hypocrisy, you'll do offenses. Offensing is because of judging mentality. Offenses are because of the pride. When you have become proud, I am proud. See all this, whichever ashram you are, people take pride in their work. So, and if you're not careful, what happens is that pride will trigger envy. That pride will speak of will trigger judging mentality. One devotee, he printed, but this is the first, just before the initial days of ISKCON, you know, this devotee went around Manhattan and printed a flyer on Prabhupada. This man changed the world, put everywhere. So many people came because of that. Satsur Maharaj showed it to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada always a flyer. Prabhupada said, you should not call Guru this man. Means what you're doing, you're trying to bring that person to your level. You're trying to bring that person to your level, and there is some enjoyment actually. When you do that, you try to find fault with that person. When you lose the initial respect, then the judging mentality comes. Judging mentality comes when you will judge and you'll offend that person. One has to be very careful. This is all a subtle, this is a very subtle chain reaction. One triggers another. One triggers another. And what is that? Bhakti can remove your sins in 1 second. But one thing Bhakti cannot remove, offenses. If you have offensive mentality, it means it's like you're putting the pot on the fire, but there is no content inside, then the pot is burnt. And it'll create a black soot. Pot is burnt. Then you're not simple. Then you'll become hypocritical. When you're hypocritical, You bring people to your platform. That's why neophyte should never read high philosophical books, high-fi books of Krishna. Because your Anmaya Manamaya consciousness you'll apply to the Krishna and you'll judge Krishna actually. Better not read. That's why you should read Bhagavad Gita. Be convinced that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And those of you, those devotees of Krishna, for them 10th chapter Bhagavad Gita is nectar. Then you'll understand. Krishna is not a Krishna is person, but whatever person, he is everywhere. Then when with that respect you have, then you read 10th canto. You read first canto, second canto, eventually 10th canto. Then you will understand that Krishna's birth and activities are divyam. Janma karma cha me divyam. They are transcendental. If this line is firmly rooted in your heart, then you will not judge Krishna with your Annamaya, Pranamaya consciousness. If not, what happens? Like he wrote, this man changed the world. We try to bring Guru to our level also. And we try to judge Guru based on our terms. What will happen? This will make us cause offenses. When we commit offenses, 100 offenses will make us hypocrite. 1,000 offenses will make us lose strength to perform austerities. And our chanting becomes inattentive. 10,000 offenses, we lose feedback and we give up bhakti. Everyone is listening?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, then, what happens? If you're continuously making offenses, as I said, bhakti can purify in one shot. But if you have developed offensive mentality, that is then the bhakti is you are bathing where, sir? Donkey you're bathing. Instead of purifying you, it will contaminate you. With that mentality, we perform bhakti, that bhakti will cause your heart to become impure. Then there will be a halt roadblock. Everyone is making progress. You are not making progress. Why? I don't know. This question was asked to Saraswati Thakur. I told this before. Why Saraswati Thakur? Some people make rapid progress, some can't. Saraswati Thakur told the story of marriage party. Marriage party is going, they always, they boarded, on the boat. They have to go to different village. For that, they have to travel on the boat. So, because it's a marriage party, they all got into the boat. They start talking nicely in the night. And boat is going. Suddenly, in the morning, they realized when sunlight came, they are where they were. They are there where they, sorry, they are where they were. Why? It is because the boatman forgot to remove the anchor. He put the anchor in the ground and he's rowing the boat. The boat is also going nicely. Back and forth, back and forth. Because it's night, they didn't realize. Likewise, sometimes we get stuck. We get stuck and a particular quality we are unable to remove. Then what happens? We may be trying, not being aware of the fact that I am the victim of this quality. Especially this is true with offenses. When you become offensive, first is hypocrisy. When you become hypocritical, you start judging others. When you start judging others, then when you become judgmental, you get into that tendency of judging, deciding on them. Then you'll speak ill of them, you criticize them. Then that will constitute offense. Then more offenses, your chanting becomes unsteady. 10,000 offenses, your bead bag is taken. So our chanting is inattentive means we are every day coming 1,000 offenses. So, yes, Sundara Bro. Arwal,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
tell me.
I'm just curious to know, is there any time that these offenses have been committing, do they get reset by some means, Prabhuji?
One has to become simple. One should take a vow not to offend others. For that, one has to be simple. Actually, no. Mahatmas means they whatever they think they do, whatever they think they speak they do. Duratma means they think once, they speak another, and they act differently. Means they are very unreliable. Saralata hi Vaishnavism. There is a statement. So you speak. How is the devotee? Oh, amazing. But you have a different opinion on him. But because you are trained in Vaishnava Dharma, you know what to speak, what not to speak. Then you become hypocritical. And some subtle things. Some people what they do? Bridge preaching. So in order to attract the hearts of others, you will crack jokes. Or sometimes sometimes what is that? You will inflate inflate in order to make everyone laugh, or in order to attract everyone to your preaching. You'll inflate the numbers. Oh, it is like this. Wow, it is all asat. It is all temporary. So we should not deal with that. Last week, you remember I said this Mataji, Abhi, thank you for praying. My son got really recovered. No, Mother, I didn't pray for you. Bhai Mahaprabhu ji aise bol rahe. Because of your prayers only, my son recovered. No, I didn't pray. So that is a hardcore truthfulness. Otherwise, we want to enjoy subtly, and we want to grossly we want to enjoy, and the subtle level also we want to enjoy. I am just exiting to show you something else. Can you see the screen? If we start committing offenses, first thing that comes into our nature is crookedness, kautilyata. For a long time, if you are judgmental, you start making offenses. We are, instead of bathing under pure bhakti, we are bathing under donkey urine. Then what happens? Crookedness. Then you will not be straightforward. Duryodhana. Duryodhana invited Krishna for prasad. Made so many items also. Krishna didn't come. Duryodhana said, why you didn't come? We have been waiting for you. Krishna said, Duryodhana, from childhood, you are offending Pandavas. You want to kill them. Krishna said, I love them. Usually nobody speaks like this. When you put a person, that is a king, and he's going there, but Krishna is putting on him on the spot, exactly. Krishna is putting on the spot. How can you expect me to eat? I'm a relative. You may be my relative. They're also my relatives. But your behavior. So they couldn't take it. Understand? Usually we don't do that. We may speak in that person's absence. When suddenly the person comes, we don't have the guts. But this is Krishna, Dharma Swarupa. Krishna made it clear. So and always Duryodhana, for a long time, if you have this mentality, your chanting becomes ineffective, inattentive. Then what happens? Kautilyata. This person, oh, Haribal how are you? But in the mind, okay, how can I use him? This brother, is not listening to me. As soon as he comes, you turn your head. This Prabhu, oh, I can use him. He listens to me. Haribol. Today morning, actually, this Maharaj, he sent a great quote. Instead of using your intelligence to control others, you control your senses, control your mind. It's like a jolt. So it's called kautilya, the crookedness. This person is of no help, and then you will not talk to him. When he comes, you go, are you? But somebody comes, he's useful. He said, how are you? Are you? It's what's called a kautilya. What's it called? Crookedness. And because of that, then what happens? You will have no faith on holy name. Theoretically, you convince yourself holy name is very good. This is all good for me. But you don't have ability to do austerity, sadhana. Because you're with whatever sincerity you're doing, with the big hole of ashraddha, insincerity, that is leaking out continuously. You're all listening? And sometimes you think, these people, okay, Ajamil Bolt, he said 3 times Narayan, 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 Vishnu Dutta's came. I've been chanting for 20, 30 years, not even one time Vishnu Dutta's came. Looks like the holy name, glories are exaggerated. You start judging like that also, Actually, if in Vaishnava tradition people are not careful, this is going to happen for sure. Because Kali people don't have that much patience. It is true with anybody. It's true with me too. So real grace is not getting a job or citizenship or green card. Real grace is staying in bhakti that much long, without offending others. When you're offending others, you'll slide down. To even come to the normal position where you started in the beginning, sometimes you may not reach there also. You're listening? Then what happens? Vastu abhinivesha tattva. And you like to acquire material possessions. You find you find contentment in acquiring material things. In acquiring material things. And you find contentment not only for you, for your children. So theoretically, switch on the heat. Turn it on. So instead of finding contentment in chanting, in spiritual life, spiritual activities, even spiritual activities, you try to find contentment in external things. I'm honest with you. I'm talking to myself. If that is on, so then you're all listening.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Actually, it's a very serious thing. It's not easy actually, because this is subtle. It's not gross. We have crossed lust and we are going to next level. Raghunath Das Goswami is telling. So abhinivesh means absorption. You'll be absorbed in external successes. You'll be absorbed in gaining name and fame. You'll be absorbed. This is what's called hypocrisy. It's not pure bhakti. So your consciousness is on external success, and that time if you're not careful, your previous bad habits will come back. Your previous life, that will come back. That is the worst thing actually. That's the next verse. We'll see that. That's why kutinati means you say one thing, you do another thing. So it's like when you're growing a rose plant, weeds will grow. Sometimes if you're not careful, you whatever water you pour, that will grow the weeds. That will grow the weeds. And it choke the bhakti rose plant. takes very long time to realize. For that, one has to be internal. How many of you are understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So I'm talking to
Prabhuji.
myself, honestly speaking. So, Bhakti Krutabhimanatvam means false pride arising out of our efforts performed in Bhakti. I have done this. You don't say like that, but outsiders, when they're telling, said, oh, thank you very much. At least you realized I have done it. मैं कितना मेहनत कर रहा हूँ किसी को मालूम ही नहीं. मेरी वजह से ये चल रहा है. So that is what's called Bhakti Krutabhimanatvam. Arey, you're doing full time also. You're doing full time also. But you're making endeavor. But who is the sanctioning authority? Krishna. So you're not seeing Krishna's hand. Krishna says this. When somebody claims the proprietorship of what I'm giving, he's a thief, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So, Kanaka Kamini Pratishta, Kanaka and Kamini gross anardas. Opposite attraction for opposite sex and money. But Pratishta is subtle anarda. Pratishta is a false prestige. What is that? False prestige. Means, I should do this. I deserve this. It's false prestige. Then what happens if you don't recover? Bhakti Saithilyam, your Siddhalam, your Bhakti will be destroyed. You may be performed, you may be initiated 30 years ago, but there is no enthusiasm to chant the rounds. Even if you chant the rounds, your mind is somewhere else. 16 rounds. Then one life is wasted. Again, you take birth. I'm talking to myself, honestly speaking. Bhakti Saithilyam. So Bhakti Kritabhimanastam, Vastabhinishad, Ashraddha. All these things in Kautilya, all these 6 qualities. So what is the first one? Kautilya, Ashraddha, Vastabhinishada, Bhakti Kritabhimanam, Bhakti Saithilyam. 5 things. All these are donkey urine. How many of you understanding? Sundar, I'm sorry you asked a question. I don't know. I didn't ask you whether I answered the question or not. What was the question you said? Sundar, anyway.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I mean, I know you mentioned if you make 100 offenses, it happens something, 1,000 so and so, and so on. If I offended someone, what is the validity of that offense? Prabhuji? It's going to be there forever. Is any way that can be reset?
No, nice question. Actually, when you offend a devotee, definitely you will be affected. Actually, sin is easy. Sin is for Krishna, remove the sin is very easy. But offense is Vajralepa. For offense to happen, you need to have envy in the heart. So, what is that? Offense doesn't stay. If you realize your mistake and start chanting sincerely and ask for forgiveness from that person whom you have offended, and you receive forgiveness from that person, then you are forgiven. Still, you have to pray intensely. Ask for forgiveness. If that person doesn't forgive or we cannot reach, today some Madan Gopal Prabhu said, we should serve that devotee somehow or other. After he said that, we should glorify that person. Genuinely ask for forgiveness. By asking like that, you are telling Krishna you are sincere actually. If there is no facility for all the things I said, just chant intensely over a period of time, over a period of time, the sins are removed.
Thanks, Prabhuji.
Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says this: if you chant sincerely over a period of time, every sin is removed. Okay? But the thing is, one has to have these, 13 qualities one has to avoid. What are the qualities I said? 12 or 13 I said. Sorry, I said 13. 7 plus 2 plus 4. 7 things committed by Nirapeksha devotees. 4 committed by Swanishta devotees. 2 committed by Paranishta. And that will trigger that is donkey urine actually. If this goes on for a long time, your chanting becomes ineffective. We'd have no taste. What do you think? So, anyone, okay. The 7th verse, Gandharvika Giridhari. If you want to become an associate of Radharani, so Gandharvika, not Giridhari, sorry. Giridhari is Krishna. We need to give up all these hypocritical behaviors. And as Lord Chaitanya instructed Raghunath Das Goswami, the 3 points. So what is that? Instead of serving Krishna and serving Radharani, we are serving our ego. We are serving our anarthas. That life becomes inauspicious. So Raghunath Das Goswami is beseeching the mind. Is what he is doing. So what he is doing? 1 minute, hold on. Are cheta prodhyat kapata kutinati bharakara. Kutinati. Full-blown hypocrisy and duplicity. Aracheta prodhyat kapata kutinati bharakara. Ksharan mutre snatva dahasi katham atmanam apimam. Sadatvam gandharva giridhara pada prema vilasatta. Sudham bodho snatva tvam api niradaram. Sattamo tvam api nitaram mam cha sukhaya. So, instead of bathing in the donkey urine of full-blown hypocrisy and duplicity, we should bathe in the ocean of love emanating from the lotus feet of Radharani and Krishna, Gandharvika Giridhari. But if you do not experience that, we try to find happiness through the mind, all the things I said will come. You're understanding? It is very, very important. You know, when you try to unnecessarily flatter devotees, you can take something from them. You know, in these 7 occasions, these so 13 things. How many of you agree? We all have this problem. Then
Yes, Prabhuji.
means we are not close to pure bhakti. It means we are not close to pure bhakti. When we are not close to pure bhakti means if you are not careful, these bad qualities will actually become an impediment to bhakti. You know, as soon as you come closer to Krishna as a Swanishta devotee or Paranishta devotee, Krishna will give you unlimited riches. But if you're not careful, Chaitanya says, Brahmacharis may join any, for whatever the reason they may join full time. After a few years, they should, for them, pure bhakti should be their motive. Pure bhakti should be there. If not, they'll have problem. It is true with Grihasthas also. Whether you're a congregation member or doing full time in the temple. So, kapata kutinati. Bharakara. Bharakara means donkey urine. A full blown hypocrisy and of hypocrisy and duplicity. Duplicity is deadly. Means you show, you know what you are, but you portray yourself to the world in a different way. When people around you are filled with duplicity and deceit, then everything will be doomed. If you keep on offending devotees, it will eventually trigger envy. The envy will make you judge everyone, including Guru. You'll make Guru to your level. You'll offend Guru also. Actually, you'll judge Krishna also. If you read Bhagavatam 10th canto, I know. So that is cruelty for your soul. Why? Hey, this is Krishna Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami is speaking, Parikshit is listening. Great Paramahamsas discussed. Because you have no qualification and you didn't understand. You are trying to superimpose your consciousness on Krishna consciousness. So rather than, serving nicely, rather than serving nicely, we'll be rather than bathing in the transcendental love of Radharani, Krishna, we'll be bathing in donkey urine, which will contaminate us even though we are in saffron robes, even though we are, giving big donation to the temple, living outside. But we are not there yet. So if you can cross this 7th verse is one more obstacle. For some reason, all these obstacles, if you can ignore until 7th verse, that is what I want to tell today. Any question or comment?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhu, I have one question, but regarding that 1,000 mistakes that attentive chanting, Prabhu, is it an aparadha or mistakes, Prabhu? Because we don't even talk to that many devotees or and also if we do early morning chanting, early morning 5 o'clock, so sometimes that time also the mind distracts. So that time I would have not even spoken with anyone. So I just want some more details on that aspect, Prabhu.
There is impure mind. If, apara we are not doing because we are not coming in contact with the devotees. Our impure mind is there. Jagai and Madhya, they did every offense. Very interestingly, they didn't offend Vaishnavas because they never met devotees. If they had, they would have definitely committed. They did to Nityananda Prabhu anyway. So, what is the mentality? Mentality means a desire to enjoy. I am the Lord of all I serve. I am the Lord of all I serve. I am the Supreme Controller. Everyone thinks like that actually. Then there is a mentality to do offenses. Means if he faces a situation, we will do the offenses there also. Sometimes Krishna protects us from being exposed to situation. Inattention is a sign that we have impurity in the heart. Not necessarily you are committing offenses. That is also there. Prabhupada mentions it. For Kali Yuga people, it is not easy to avoid 10 offenses, Prabhupada said. Especially the 10th offense, inattention. You're listening?
Yes, Prabhu.
Does it answer your question?
Yes, Prabhu. So impurity in the heart also will make us to do inattentive chanting apart from this offense part.
The mind is very strong. You don't have strong attraction to the holy name. You have not realized. Then what happens is mind will take you away. One problem is mind means Maya. Maya has the ability to cover us, definitely. So because we are very tiny jivas, Prabhupada mentions it. Maya can cover us, but Maya can never cover Krishna actually. In fact, Maya works under the direction of Krishna. Hare Krishna. Anyone wants to add any question? Otherwise, we'll end it. So instead of enjoying in the ocean of love, Krishna consciousness, Krishna Premarnavam, we are actually, because we have not access to that, because soul is filled with so much, soul is full of eternity, knowledge and bliss. Instead of getting bliss on the level of soul, um, uh, instead of enjoying the transcendent love of Radha and Krishna, Yashoda and Krishna, we are trying to find happiness through the judging others, impure hearts. Any question or comment, otherwise we'll end it today.
Prabhuji, can I ask a question, please?
Mm.
Prabhuji, we often talk about hypocrisy, and I know you specifically mentioned about um, devotee community, but essentially we interact with so many outsiders. Being a working Parinishta devotee, we go and talk with different people. We have to interact with, most part of the day goes with other people. If we follow the Vaishnava culture, no one can survive essentially
I fully agree
outside.
with you. Yes.
So hypocrisy is there. Even if I want to, like, even if I desire to follow certain thing, I am not able to. And if I follow it, I cannot work.
What?
So
So,
So essentially, my behavior is different with different people.
mm,
The devotee community, I have different behavior. Outside, I have different behavior, uh, and definitely thoughts will cross.
what is the question?
So, am I hypocritic?
Prabhuji, the world is like this. If you go outside and tell, Prabhuji, I'm the most fallen, you tell in the office in the office meeting. You know, who moved the product into the production? I couldn't do anything. You know, my next friend, my room, my colleague, he did everything. I didn't do anything. Immediately, you'll be fired. For sure, yes or no? You know, so you have to tell you have done it. These offices are filled with Tamagun and actually Rajagun. For sure, I've seen that. I also worked in America. That's why when opportunity comes, you should run to the temple. Weekends come, run to the temple. And soak yourself in the nectarine words of Srimad Bhagavatam, Kirtan, Prasad. And become, that is the apadharma, emergency. And whatever you're doing Monday to Friday is naimittika dharma, temporary dharma. The bhakti you do is actually nitya dharma. Your temporary dharmas, whatever you're doing, should not become an obstacle to your nitya dharma bhakti. That's why when Vishwamitra Muni came, Vasishta Muni, Dasharath Maharaj got down his throne and said, I am not Maharaj Dasharath. You are really Maharaj. You are fully sense controlled. You sit on the throne. I am your servant. And 11th kind of Bhagavatam, when Narad Muni came to Vasudev's home, this is Vasudev, father of Krishna. Vasudev is telling, wow, we are very fortunate. You came. So, Kanishta means Kanishta cannot discriminate. Madhyama may not defeat others, but Madhyama is very convinced. Ideally, one should become Uttama. So, problem with Kanishta is he thinks he's Uttama. I'm the best person. So, anyway, my point is, Rojini, coming back to you, answer is straight. You just go and, when the weekends come, to clear yourself from the impurity that you accumulated the past week, you should run to the temple. And, practice your Nitya Dharma in a very vigorous way. That's why many times I tell in the classes, make Monday to Friday, make your home temple, and weekends, make temple your home. That way, you stay close to Bhakti. Otherwise, your Naimittika Dharma will eventually overtake Dharma also. You will try to apply the same thing in the temple also, if you're not careful. Ramanand Rai, Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, they're all politicians. They have a conditioning. But as when they joined full time, they made sure they made sure that condition would never overtake them. Ramanandra little bit used in Maharaj Pratapdra's case. Every time he would get an opportunity, he would glorify to Lord Chaitanya. My Lord is amazing, my Lord. His bhakti is much better than my bhakti, my Lord. You should give your mercy, my Lord. Rajamantri Ramananda, Vyavahara Nipuna. So there it is mentioned, he is a Rajamantri Ramananda. He knows how to deal. So whenever he would get opportunity, he would speak about Maharaj Pratapudra and made the heart of Lord Chaitanya soft. But he did not use it for his means, his motives. He utilized it only to obtain mercy for Maharaj Pratapudra from Lord Chaitanya. So for one to be on that platform, you need to have a very high amount of discrimination. For that, the bhakti should be very high. Yes, metal world, you say, Prabhu, I am your servant of servant. I didn't do anything. My colleague did everything. If you say, you'll be fired. But instead, you do whatever it needs, whatever you need to do to protect your job and make sure it doesn't become your second nature. And it doesn't overtake bhakti and doesn't kill the bhakti plant in your heart. For that, chanting nice rounds is very important, especially in the association of devotees. And do service in the servant of servant. That is a medicine for the anarthas. You should run whenever you get opportunity. You're understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Any other question or comment? Donkey urine actually one time in lecture Radhanaswami, His Holiness Radhanaswami mentioned. Kanaka Kamini Pratishtha, Kanaka and Kamini are gross anarthas. Pratishtha is a subtle anartha. It's deadly. You cannot. When you're comparing means you're on mental platform. You're actually 2 weeks ago I spoke in Bhagavatam class. You and Krishna straight line. You're thinking of Krishna. But the moment you compare you and devotee, it means you're taking exit this side. It means you're not Krishna conscious. You're complaining. Complaining you don't complain. Always there will be some devotee involved in that complaint. Again, there is no Krishna. Criticize you and devotee. There is no Krishna. Wow, Krishna, amazing, amazing, amazing. That time, temporarily your Krishna consciousness is altered. That's why one has to be very careful, especially somebody in management, one has to be very careful because they have to deal with people. What do you think? So, but we need to become free from gross anarthas and subtle anarthas, Prabhuji. Actually, the next verse is even deadly. That's, if I can show the picture for some of you. Desires for prestige is a prostitute. Yeah. We'll come to that next verse. And who is their lover? Deceit. Wow, this is deadly. And the deceit and prestige, desire for prestige, they'll give birth to again. If you are in 7th verse, you'll go back to 5th verse. Can you see that small children? Again, their lust, anger, envy, greed, pride. They'll come back.
Prabhuji, last 3-4 weeks we've been hearing the problems, things committing, the mistakes they've been committing. I would assume the only solution in these days is to just do the chanting, but by focusing on all those 32 syllables, Prabhuji, does it helps?
Chant sincerely and make sure you. Prabhuji, why I'm telling this honestly speaking, you go to, you come to bhakti because heart is impure. There is a reason why I'm third week also I'm doing this. Because Prabhuji, I'm talking about myself. I will we have given up everything. And time is running out. And many of you in the call, you've given up a lot. But the remnants of impurity is still there. So I agree with you. First of all, don't offend devotees. Don't criticize devotees. Don't complain about devotees. If you see the problem, tell the management. But you don't unnecessarily interfere. But you do your sadhana, you'll go forward.
When you say do sincere, I'm sorry, Prabhuji, just want to clarify it. When you say do sincere sadhana,
sincere to your heart.
In practical terms, what it means is to me is that do the chanting by listening to each and every syllable. There are 32 syllables, as we know.
Yes.
Just listen to all those as much. Just do the progress. Means just listen to each and every syllable until we reach 100%. Is that the progress, Prabhuji, or something else?
I agree. 100% also we cannot progress. Be sincere means every day you get up and chant your rounds. Make sure you don't skip them. Make sure you don't do it for the sake of tu mantram. You don't do it. But you made a point. Yes, that is the answer, bro. Sincerity means rise in the morning and finish your rounds sincerely. Focus, put your attention there. That is sincerity. Yes. Not like, you push this at 11 o'clock in the night every day, tired, somehow finishing for the sake of finishing. That is, if situation demands, there's a different thing. But you have an opportunity, you do whatever you said is perfect, bro. That's it. I don't need to add any purport to it. I agree with you.
Hare Krishna.
Anyone wants to add anything? Otherwise, we'll end it. So we'll go to the next verse, because after 7th verse only, the 8th verse, damn pure devotional service. Actually, 7th verse itself, pure devotional service is coming. The moment you give it up, Bhakti Devi enters into can you see that building? That is your heart. Bhakti Devi enters into your heart. But she will not enter if you are in the previous screen, even if you're, what is that in this screen? Desire for honor is the root, deceit and pretentiousness. Deceit is her lover, prestige. I need to have at least 1,000 Facebook followers, million. Then the deceit is her friend. And it is a donkey meat, dead dog meat, actually. She's. And we'll come to that next week. Thank you very much. Actually, why I'm telling you this is everyone listening to me? Chaitanya Sarup Lakshmi Vijay Mataji, Lal Sundari Mataji, Sundari Priya Mataji, Manmohan Prabhu Shubha Mataji, Yogita Mataji, Bhagyashree, Kanaya Krishna Priya Mataji, Abhiram Govind Prabhu, Sukumari Radha Mataji, Pradeepi Mataji, Radha Bhavani, Devashish Prabhu, Srinivas Murari Prabhu, Prana Govind Prabhu, Gauri Jyoti Mataji, Srinivas Chandra Prabhu, Ujjwal Bhakti Mataji, Varnika Mataji, Shyama Rasika Mataji, Chitra Mataji, Sundar Prabhu. Why I'm telling all of you, why I'm telling this, I'll tell you. Should I tell?
Yes.
When after 20 years, you should not tell my chanting is not working. The process is not the fault. We are at fault. That's what I want. That's why I called everyone's name. I want you to know, actually, this is the same exercise they did a couple of years ago. And I realized that I was stuck at the 4th verse. I need to cross 3 more verses so that the Bhakti Devi, pure Bhakti will enter into my heart. That's what I realized. What is going in this? Time is going. You're understanding or not? So I say, for example, Srivas Chandra Prabhu, my humblest obeisance to your lotus feet. Please pray for me. My fallen conditioned souls. Parnika Mataji, please pray for me. Shama Rasika Mataji, pray for me. Sundar Prabhu, pray for me. Chitra Mataji, pray for me. I'm a conditioned soul. Purohinandan, pray for me. So when I say like this, I am very fallen conditioned soul. I need your blessings. Then I am sincere. But how can I say this? I am like, I did when I started bhakti, some of you didn't even take birth. Then again I'll go to Nirapeksha devotee. I'll go to them. Understanding, Anna? I'll become a Nirapeksha devotee. No, I need blessings of everyone. So that is the reality. Vaishnavism means respect. Very high amount of respect. I need your grace so that I'll make progress. Because Krishna is in my heart. I know I need grace. I am, what is that first verse of Madan Mohan? Jayatam Sarato Pangor. Who is telling this? Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is telling. Then I cannot say Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, you are most fallen. That's why you tell. I'm very advanced. I cannot tell that. He is an author of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So when he is telling, I am trillion times Pango. Jaitam Sarato Pangor Mamamanda Mater Gati. I am lame footed. I am dull. Natsarasavadam Vojo Radha Madan. I need service. If everybody in the temple is like that, then where is the problem? What do you think?
Prabhuji, just sorry for interrupting. I'm really confused now. One day, Shyam Kishore Prabhuji, he came to me. He said, Prabhuji, I'm very useless. I'm very fallen. Please pray for me so that I can make progress. He came to me. I know very well he's much more advanced than me. He does 24/7 service. He's much more advanced. But he comes to me and asks that one, what should I say? If I say, okay, I'm going to pray for you, doesn't mean I'm going to accept whatever he said. What is it? How do you respond to that kind of statements, Prabhuji?
You say, Prabhuji, I'm not on that level to understand you, but if you want me to pray, I can pray for you. Okay, there is a devotee, Anandarandan Prabhu. Anandarandan Prabhu is way advanced than anybody. So recently I met him in India. He said, actually, one time he said, can you, actually this time also he said, can you please pray for me? Prabhuji, can you please pray for me? Then I told him, Prabhu, can you please pray for me? I'm very fallen. He said, said, I'll pray for you. Then I told him, Prabhu, I am not qualified, but I can pray for you. So I know Anandarandan is very advanced, but that's how it is. So you can tell when Shamkishar asked you, Prabhuji, I can't understand all this humility. I'm a simple guy, but at least I can pray for you. But please pray for me. I'm also struggling. As long as we retain respect amongst Vaishnavas, the temple will go forward. Okay?
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu,
Vanja-
one question, Prabhu, that is, but the previous life samskaras are very strong with everyone, right, Prabhu? The samskaras, like, whatever you said, yes, Prabhu, that's ultimate ideal. But that samskaras, that how to, but that it will not go away so easily, right, Prabhu? So it's taking process, right, Prabhu?
Then don't interact with others and make sure, Amma, we have discussed subtle gross anarthas till 4th, 5th verse. We have gone into 6th and 7th verse, subtle anarthas we are dealing. If samskaras are very strong, you have to make sure your samskaras do not interact with other samskaras and ruin your bhakti. So, and you wear the armor of humility and respect so that these samskaras will not impede your progress. By wearing the armor of humility and respect, you defend. Otherwise, anytime it will come and so who are you means immediately you ask who are you, it's gone, right? And somebody says, somebody gives you left and right, immediately give left and right, then what? Then where is the training? What is the use of attending all these classes? We are attending only to remind ourselves how to, other person is giving you left and right means Maya is coming and testing you. I'm just giving an example. And if you humbly defend, there is nothing wrong, of course. But these bad qualities should not impede our own bhakti. That's what I'm trying to tell. That's actually Raghunath Das Goswami is telling him. Raghunath Das Goswami was a billionaire son. And now with no money, he's eating the cows rejected Mahaprasad of Jagannath. He has written this book. And he is paving us a way from Shraddha to Prema. Actually, Rasacharya is actually Rupa Goswami. But you can see Raghunath Das Goswami also, because he delineated the anarthas in a very nice way, gross anartha, subtle anartha, and he's taking you like that. Like Nectar of Instruction by Rupa Goswami, this is also 11 verses only. Arey, but what a book! Amazing, like Nectar of Instruction is such a book for a sadhaka to reach prema. This is another book for a sadhaka to overcome the mental anarthas, to attain, overcome mental anarthas and Awaken Bhakti Devi into, allow Bhakti Devi to walk into the region of our heart. At 7th verse, we are at 6th verse. So do you want Bhakti Devi to walk into your heart, or do you want your anardhas to, your samskaras to take over and block Bhakti Devi? Life is a choice, Amma. You know? What is his name? Prataprata Maharaj said, everyone, Lord Chaitanya has descended into this world to give everyone love of God, with an exception Prataprata. He is giving love of God to everyone, cats and dogs, tigers, and everyone in the kingdom also. You all got Krishna Prema. The only one person who doesn't get, me. If that is his determination, what is my determination? I'll give this kingdom today. I'll become a beggar. I'll wear an ivory ring. Because that is life. I want to, wow, how many lifetimes you'll be king? This lifetime you're king, next lifetime what will happen? Nobody knows. You know? So that is the determination. Then you say, no, still manarthas are very powerful. Okay, then reduce your kshetra. You know? Don't so much interact. And wear a humility, armor of humility and respect with everyone. You put them in the front. Then reduce your kshetra. Don't increase your kshetra. That's what I can do. Thank you very much. And does it answer the question?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I ask a follow-up question?
Last question, Amma. Yes, please, later, tell me.
Prabhuji, when we interact less, does it mean we are disrespecting others because we are trying to avoid talk? Just
Interact less means not interact zero. Mataji, how are you doing? How are you doing? Fine. How is your job? Fine. How is my job? Fine. How are your children? Fine. How is my children? Thank you very much. I have to go now. And if increases, actually enough, there is two conditioned souls interact, or the kanishtas. Usually third person will come and you speak ill of third person, then why to encourage, extend the talk? What do you think?
yes, Prabhuji.
So talk to them. Actually, let me tell you, most of the time, more than talking, our behavior puts everything on the screen. When they come, how you receive them. When they're coming, you're avoiding, they'll know that. You turn your head just like this, they will know that. People are very intelligent. You know, so soul is intelligent. So just when you the moment you put a plastic smile, people can realize that also. Genuine smile, people can realize that also. Genuinely smile as a matter of austerity and speak to them 2-3 words, then say thank you very much. Offer obeisances in a full prostrate dandavats, and I need your blessings, and then go away. You know, irrespective of, no matter what others are going to think about you, Krishna will think of you very nicely. This person is good. What do you think?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So we'll end it now. Panchakaltra Sukravasan Divishpattanam Pavani.
Pavani Vaishnavi.
Anantagod Vaishnavi Shila
Jai.
Prabhupada.
Thank you,
Go to the next
Prabhuji. Hare
question.
Krishna.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.